a service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab Greetings. I'm Bud Lowell, your AccuWeather forecast right across the top of this and all your CNC local news pages. Friends of a murdered RIT professor are hoping to set up a permanent memorial to her at Rochester's Art Gallery. Edlina Chun was an adjunct professor at the Rochester Institute of Technology for nearly 20 years. She was shot and killed earlier this month in an apparent robbery, and her body was dumped in Tryon Park. Friends and community members are raising money to put either a planting or a bench in the Memorial Art Gallery's new sculpture park in Chun's name. They say she had the aloha spirit of her native Hawaii, and the garden, which is set to open in May, is a place where people will be able to sit and remember her. Chun's friends have several fundraising events already in the works to raise the necessary money, starting with a Hawaiian cultural celebration Saturday night at Mario's. Police do have a person of interest in custody in Edlina Chun's murder. He's being held on a parole violation while the investigation continues. A former Rochester nursing home worker convicted of raping and impregnating a comatose patient nearly 20 years ago is to be released from state prison on March 4th. John Horace was found guilty of rape and sexual abuse for impregnating the woman in 1996. She had been left in a coma by a car crash, and Horace was one of her caregivers. After becoming pregnant, she gave birth to a child who is now being raised by its maternal grandparents. The woman died a year later. Horace was sentenced to serve up to 25 years in prison. He's been eligible for parole since 2004. Once released, he'll be under parole supervision until 2021. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office says it's gotten back the coroner's report on the death of North Rose Wolcott teacher Frederick Dunn, and his cause of death was hypothermia. Dunn went missing last Wednesday night after leaving an after-school event and telling students he had some errands to run. Searchers found his body Saturday morning on the Lake Ontario shore, not far from where they found his car Thursday night on the end of Dutch Road in the town of Huron. There were no signs of trauma or foul play. Speaking of Wayne County, a Rochester man who was waiting to be bailed out of the jail there on a traffic charge is now getting a free trip to Florida, where he will face burglary and grand larceny charges. Stephen Perry was about to make bail when the Wayne County Sheriff's Department spotted his name on the National Crime Index. Turned out he has warrants against him in Pasco County, Florida, and that's where they're making arrangements to send him after he was arraigned in Arcadia Town Court. Rochester police have identified the 31-year-old Rochester man shot to death Monday evening as Ajukumar Graham. Police answering a report of gunshots on 2nd Street near the public market found Graham's body on the sidewalk, shot numerous times. There are no arrests at this time, and anyone with information is asked to call 911. A Girl Scout from Rush has created an anti-texting while driving public service announcement for the local media. Tori Mangino worked with friends to shoot and edit the PSA as part of her Gold Award project, the highest honor in Girl Scouts. The 17-year-old is adding the anti-texting project to her required 80 hours of community service for the award. The Girl Scouts have partnered nationally with AT&T on an anti-texting and driving campaign called It Can Wait. It's intended to make texting while driving as socially unacceptable as drinking and driving has become. The Seneca County Sheriff's Department says a Seneca Falls woman was driving under the influence of heroin when she was stopped on East Main Street in the village of Waterloo with 2 children in her back seat. 27-year-old Brianna Long has been charged under Leandra's law for being under the influence while driving with children. Deputies say the children were 1 and 4 years old. Long is now in the Seneca County Jail on $5,000 bail. Links to these and other stories are to the left of the player window and on the bottom of the page in the gray bar, links you can use to post news directly to us. You help us determine what gets covered by the things that you share with us and the things that you're interested in, so let us know. The next news is as it happens. Updates are as necessary. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.